So after this, what we have to do is we will go here inside modes, and then we will type light mass importance volume, and then we will drag a light mass importance volume inside the scene, and we will adjust its scale to a appropriate size, and that is generally uh, a little bit bigger than the whole area of the project. So I will just go ahead and rescale the light mass importance volume and just place in between and place where it covers the every object of the scene. And after that, what we have to do is we will go ahead here and type box reflection capture, and then we will drag a box reflection capture in here, and then we will go ahead and rescale this also to a proper size. So as you can see, I have placed a box reflection capture in the scene and adjusted it accordingly. And after that, we will go ahead and then click here post process volume, and we will drag a post process volume here in the scene, and then we'll go inside post process, and in exposure we'll go ahead here in minimum and maximum, and we will keep it at fixed points of 1 1 and 1. And then we'll go ahead here inside rendering features, and in screen space reflections go ahead and then make the quality to 100 and maximum roughness to 1. And then we will go ahead here and make it infinite or unbounded. And after that, I will go ahead inside the scene, and I will go ahead and make some screen fixed screen, whatever you call bookmark, a screen bookmark. Here it's called bookmark, set bookmark. Okay, then I will go ahead here like this, set few cameras and press Ctrl 1. Then I will set the another bookmark and then press 2, and then I will go ahead here, and then I will go ahead and make another bookmark and press Ctrl 3. So after this, what we'll have to do is I will go ahead and then first thing first, to start doing the lighting will be the first step we will do is we will light the scene. Once every object inside once every object of the scene has been brought inside Unreal Engine and we are ready to go, I will just add those three things: post process volume, light mass importance volume, and box reflection capture. And after adding all those three items, first thing we'll have to do is to proceed further is I will just disable the cast shadows of any object that is out of the project area, and it may block our incoming lights from sunlight and skylight. And those objects are generally like this background images. So I will go ahead and switch off its cast shadow, and if I go here and if I want to switch off the cast shadow, then what I can see is the cast shadow is disable of this object. And to make this object switch off the cast shadow, what we'll have to do is we'll go ahead and open the material editor, and in material editor what we have to do is we'll go ahead, select the base node of the material, and then we'll go inside the shading mode and we will reset it, and we will reset it and make it to default lit, and then we will click apply. After we apply that material, and then we will select any other object, and again if we select that particular object, now we can see that cast shadow is enabled, and we are going to switch off cast shadow, and we can same material has been applied on this object, so we can go ahead and switch off the cast shadow. And now I will hide these two objects. And another type of objects that we need to switch off the cast shadow is all the glass material. So I'll go ahead, select a glass material, Control Q, and then I'll go ahead and then switch off cast shadows of objects like this, and I will hide it, and I will just see any windows, and then I will go ahead, and I think there are no objects here. And here if we go here, then we can see some glass objects, and we will switch off the cast shadow of here also, of this windows glass also. And as you can see, we have some issue here. This mesh object is having some issue, but not a problem. We will go back inside and we will go back inside 3D Studio Max, and we will correct all the problems on the geometry which we can see here. But first of all, let's proceed as it is, so that before going inside 3D Studio Max to rectify all the problems, we will do a basic lighting in the scene, and from there we will try to figure out every issues that we have, that may have been or that may be present inside the scene. And if we go to 3D Studio Max, then in one instance only we are going to correct all the problems in all the geometries, and then we will bring those particular geometries which have problem. So to gather as much information as possible before going inside 3D Studio Max to correct every object, we'll do a basic lighting, and for that we are preparing. And I will just go ahead and just switch off the cast shadow of every object that has a glass material, and those glass materials should be on the objects like door and windows, not glass objects inside the room like this one. They should not have cast shadow. The only glass materials which are present inside in the doors openings and then windows. And once I have switch off the cast shadow of every object that has glass and is in window and door area, so after that what we'll do is we'll go ahead and find our directional sun, and we'll go inside layer, and this layer palette you can go ahead here in window, and if you click this layer button, then you can have this layer button. If I click here, then if I click close, and then if I go here and then click layers, then we can see the layer. And as you can see, this 01 SMGO layer has been brought along with the file and the objects that we brought from 3D Studio Max, and the name and a layer with the same name has been created here. That's why I put all the objects in a single layer, so that we will have that specific layer inside Unreal Engine brought right away. And then we will go ahead and click and then we will go ahead and right click and add selected actors to new layer. So, and we will type the name 02 underscore sunlight, and after that what we have to do is we have to select skylight, and then again right click, add selected to the new layer, and then I will rename it to 03 underscore skylight, and I will bring this skylight so that every time I want to access it, I can click here, double click, or maybe select it very easily, or maybe double click here and select it. And after that what you can do is we'll go to sunlight again, and now what we have to do is I will switch off the effect world, and I will switch off the sunlight. And in skylight also I will go ahead, select a skylight, and I will switch off the skylight by deactivating this effect world button. And if we now build it, then the whole object will be black, every object will be black, and we will do that only to make sure that no light source in the scene are present, so that we can start from the scratch. So after that we have put all the objects so after we have put sunlight and skylight on a specific layer and switched off the sunlight and skylight, which I think are the only light source that were emitting light in the scene, and to make sure that there is no light in the scene, what we will do is we just go ahead and render this scene as it is, and we will try to see if everything is in black or not, except from the objects that are having unlit material. So I will go ahead and make this production, and then I will just go ahead and then click build. So once you click build for the first time inside Unreal Engine on any scene, then I think it's a kind of a bug of Unreal Engine that after building or completing the light build, it will take a large or very long time to build the reflection captures, but it's only for one time, for the first time. And once it has built it for the first time, then after that it will be faster, or maybe it will don't need to build the reflection capture further unless until we modify the reflection captures. So once the light has been baked, we'll have to wait very long time to see, but this will only be for the first time we click the build. So as you can see that the whole scene is pitch dark and black, that means we are sure that there is no light source in the scene. And if we see this is a unlit material, so we'll hide it, and again we can hide this fog also, and if we do so, then we can see that no object are lit inside the scene, and there is space pitch dark, the scene is pitch dark, and we are sure that no light source are there. So after this, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and select our skylight and make it SLS captured scene, and we'll click SLS specified cube map, and then we will go here and in content browser, and we will make a new folder here, and we will name it 03 underscore textures, and then we will go inside it and we'll right click, import a texture here, and we will import this texture, and I will paste it here, and it's a clear sky HDRI texture, and I will go ahead and then click open. And once the image has been imported inside the content browser, we'll double click it, and here we will go ahead and then in level of detail MIP gen setting, we will click on no MIP maps, and then I will save this file or this image, and in adjustment brightness I will go ahead and make it 0.25, and then I will again save it, and then I will go here, and then I will apply this texture on the skylight. I have selected a skylight, and then light, and then source type I have clicked SLS specified cube map, and then cube map I have put a texture in here. and in QMap resolution I will go ahead and make it 1024, and again I will go ahead and save this file. Okay, after the file have been saved, we'll go ahead and build the light. Okay, before clicking the build button, I forgot to switch on my skylight effect world. So I'll go ahead and click effect world and make sure that skylight is static. And once again I will go ahead and then save the file and click on light build. So after making sure that effect world is on, I will go ahead and click build again. So as I told you earlier, after the when I switched on the light for the first time and build the light for the first time with the lights, then it's building reflection captures now, and it will take a very long time. So be patient about it and do not panic. It will take a very long time, and this will happen only for the first time you build with the light. And if it has calculated for the first time and on the first build with the light, and after that it will be very fast. So as you can see that reflection capture cubes have been generated in the file, and it took around 1 hour or even more than 1 hour to generate the reflection capture cubes for this scene. And this only happens for the first time when you switch on the lights in the scene and then build it. And after again, and now if we build it again, then it will not take that much of time. It will take only the rendering time. So as of now you can see is we have some lights coming inside our house or maybe the space. And here I will give you a very nice trick is that, see, this HDRI has a sky inside, a sky sunlight. This HDRI sky has a sunlight inside it. If I lower the intensity of the texture, then this has a sun here in the sky, and this whole sky and in this whole sky we need this sun to be facing towards our window. So what I mean about that is I will just put a cube on the roof of the building, and I will just increase the resolution of this roof object to maybe 256 as of now, and then I will build the light. And after the light has been built, I will show you what exactly I meant and what we have to do in ahead of this. So I will make this to maybe preview, and then I will click build. So as you can see here, if I go inside the room and if I go ahead and select the post process volume, and I will make a layer for this also. So 04 underscore PPV post process volume, and if I go here and just increase this exposure compensation for a bit, what I see is this contact shadows. Since this is a open door, I see this problem here in the window, and I will tackle it in future or maybe few minutes later. But as of now, the technique which I want to explain you all is this. This is a very big open. This is a very big opening uh, for a door that is bringing light inside the room. But what we should do is, and what we can see is, if I go here and then I will increase or maybe switch off this exposure compensation, and if I go on this cube which I have put on the roof, then you can see here is this the shadow of this cube is falling in this direction, and we have the opening of our scene in this direction. That means if we can rotate this HDRI sky which has been put on the skylight, and if the lighting being generated from this to this side instead of this to this side, then it will be casting and bringing a huge amount of light, and the bouncing of the light inside the room will be very adequate in amount of intensity, and the amount of light entering inside the room will be even better. So what I will do is, I will just go ahead and try to rotate the HDRI so that it's casting light from this direction to this direction, because both of our opening or all the openings which are bringing lights and skylights and sunlights inside the rooms are in this way. So I will go ahead, select a skylight, and in source cube map I will click 90. So if it's like this, then if I click 90, it will be like this or maybe like this, and that will depend after the light bake. So let's go ahead, save the file, and I will build the light again. So after the light built, we can see is the light has been rotated from this direction, from this to this direction, to this, from here to here, or maybe this to this direction. See the light of, or the maybe wait, let me explain. This HDRI dome has been rotated to 90-degree, and now because of that, now it's casting light from this direction to this direction, like this, from left to right. And if we can notice is our doors and windows, all the doors and windows and openings that are bringing light inside our room are situated or located in this direction. So the amount of light and the light will be light entering the room will be much more and accurate and more, and the bounce effect due to the proper and adequate amount of lighting entering inside the room will be very nice or will be very better. So if I go ahead now and select the post process volume, and then I increase the exposure compensation, then you can clearly see that our light is entering inside the room like this. So we have got the first instance of light entering our room. So after this, what we'll do is we'll go ahead in world settings, and we'll go ahead and in light mask settings we'll make it to 6 num indirect lighting bounces. Num indirect lighting bounces will make it to 6 as of now, and we can increase it to 8 or maybe 10 and maybe 12. That will depend after we render this for few more times. And again I will go here, and in this texture I will increase the intensity to 0.25, so that the amount of light that will be entering in our scene will be even more or better. So I will go ahead and then build the light again. And while lighting the scene, we have to build it for several times to make the lighting look perfect and good, because everything has to be in conjunction and in proper and adequate amount and intensity and in proper manner. To test all those things, we need to just gradually, incrementally add lights and things upon and correct everything we place in the scene to the right and perfect amount, so that everything looks adequate and correct. And then you know what I mean. So we will have to build like light for several times, and then you can come up with a very nice lighting solution at the end. So after increasing the intensity of the texture to 0.25, the amount of light entering our scene has gone up, and as you can see, we are getting a very nice bounce in the light in the scene. And from here what we will do is we will go ahead and check for all the errors that are present inside the scene. So this skylight, doing the skylight was very fair and simple. I just went ahead, increased the intensity of this, and then I put a box on the roof, and I made sure that the direction of the light entering the room is accurate, and in the direction from which our major or the most or the biggest opening in the room are present. So if you can see, this is casting shadow now in this way, and this is a very useful tips. So I wanted to tell you and show you all, because if your light enters in accurate way, then you can also simulate that sun present inside the HDRI realistically inside our scene. So now again I will go ahead in post process, and then I will just increase it a bit as of now to maybe 4. And what we'll do from here is we'll go ahead and switch on our lighting modes, and this mode is very important. So I will just go ahead and make the screen to full screen, and I will take a note on all the objects. See, if we are in lighting mode, then there should be no black objects. There may be two types of black objects. One that are having a very less resolution and light mask resolution, and another one that are having bug inside it. And to be mentioned is, if we go here like this, these objects are quite bit darker in color, but these are because of low amount of light map resolution on them. But if we go here on this object, this is also black, but you can see this type of something weird and you have to eyeball it basically. And if I go close here, then I can clearly see here, I can see the back face of this object but not the front face. That means the normal of this object is flipped. So what we need to do is we need to go ahead and flip the normal of this object. So any object that appears black like this and this back face of the object you can see in the viewport instead of the front face. See you see if this line we can see the front face, then the normal was okay, but we are seeing the back face. So we'll go ahead and cross check every area for every objects that may have bug. See, this black is because of the material, so not a big deal. And one more thing is the normal of this object are flipped. See, I cannot see the object between this, so because the normal are flipped, so we have to correct the normals of this object, all these objects. And then other thing is this is because of material, this is also because of material, and everything is equal. Then the bugs are this 1 2 and all these panels and on this object. And again I will go ahead and just cross check it. So I am seeing this black, that means a normal, we have to flip the normal of this object. And I am seeing all this black because there is normal of this. See, if you can go here and if I go closely and take a look very closely of this object, see, I can see the back face of this object. That means the normal of this object also has to be flipped. So we have to correct this inside max and just go ahead and take a closer look on it. I think there is some problem in this also. We'll just take a look, we'll correct them. And then if we go here in this chair, this chair also it's normal to be flipped. And then if we go here, everything seems okay. These black areas are only because of low light map resolution, but we'll have to break this cloth object inside max a bit further. And then I will go here, this also appears black, that means this also we have to flip the normals. I'm just going on and cross checking everything that needs to be corrected. So any objects that we think that are black because of light map resolution, we'll go ahead and on the first instance we'll go ahead and increase the resolution of those objects. So I will go ahead and increase the resolution of it to maybe 1024, and then again 1024, and then 1024. And if I go inside my base light mask INI, I will let you know how to and what to configure in our base light mask INI and how to install GPU light mask in a bit after a few minutes maybe. Before that, let's correct all the errors on the objects. Okay, we'll also correct this and this whole area. I have a problem with this, and I think this one is because of the material. So I'll go ahead and change the material of it into white material as of now. I'll copy it. If and I will remove the opacity, roughness, specular, metallic, and I will just go ahead and paste that material which I copied from the last material, and then I will switch off refraction, and then I will go ahead and make it non-transparent and non-two-sided. So that I have done this to verify that if this object being black is due to the material issue. For if we saw any black objects, then we have to go first cross check the material, after that increase the resolution, and if this too doesn't help after light bake and changing these and then light bake and the object still remains black, then we will go inside 3D Studio Max and flip the normal of those object. So I'll go ahead and then click apply. So see, if you can see, this problem was because of the material not being brought from Max to Unreal Engine accurately via datasmith. So we have to so if you see any error, first of all you need to go and cross check it from material and then increase the resolution and then flip the normals inside Max. So if I see this, there is something problem here. I think the object inside this glass or pot or jar, whatever it called, vase, it needs to be its normal needs to be flipped because it is having white material and it's rendering black. That means it normals has to be flipped. And if I see this, I think this is also the problem of material. So I'll go ahead, switch off refraction, opacity, roughness, specular, metallic, and then I will paste that material, white material, and then I will apply on base color, select it, and I will remove the two-sided and then translucency and make it opaque, and then apply it and see if that bug has been removed or not. So as we can see, that bug has been removed. So it was also a material problem. And if we go here and we will go inside the material of this object and we will remove tessellation multiplier, world displacement, and we'll select the base node of the material and we will scroll down to the bottom, and in tessellation we will reset this crack free displacement and flat tessellation. Will reset both. That means we will set to no tessellation and then apply this material. So you can see this was also a normal material problem, and the reason we are previewing the scene inside lighting only is because we can spot all the bugs and errors in this. If we go inside lighted mode, then we cannot find which objects are having issues and which objects are not having issues. It will be very difficult or maybe quite difficult. So I find best that we have to go inside lighting mode, and in lighting mode everything should be like this. You see this color is that means a bit should have some tint. We can spot every bug inside lighting mode. So I use lighting mode for spotting the bugs, and then I correct those bugs with the help of material and then increase the resolution, or maybe going inside Max and flipping the normal, and I will show everything that has to be done to make this scene. And this whole process have to be followed by you on any scene possible. It's very tested, and I have tested this whole process on lots and lots of scene, and it's perfect way. Just try to stick whatever I am letting you know and whatever I am showing you and how I am showing you. Just try to follow every step by steps, and then you can get a very realistic scene of any type of scene inside the Unreal Engine. So I will go ahead and cross check for any material oriented objects, and you can see these white lights coming from the floor, and maybe few lights, you see these few lights coming from the ceiling, and these are these bugs also has to be corrected, and I will show you how to correct them. So let's go inside Max now and correct all the errors one by one and step by step. So first of all, I will go ahead and modify this whole area so that we have a very nice window and all those things. So I'll go ahead, I will save this file as of now, and once every bug will be corrected inside the room, then you will see the use of this lighting mode only. It's very useful. Now let's go inside Max and correct all the bugs present inside the scene. So we'll start from here, this window area. So I will go ahead here, I will hide this file, this object, and I will select few objects from here like this, so that I can get a reference while I'm remodeling the whole thing here. And if I isolate it, so now what I will do is I'll just go ahead, select, and then polygon, and then select all these polygons. Now I will detach them, and then I will go inside this. I will select this object, and I will just go ahead and then see if we need this object anymore. Okay, I will just go ahead and Control S, select all, and I will make a selection set, and after that I will just go ahead here, and then I will go ahead and then select this object, delete it, and then delete this polygon, and maybe I may want to keep this, so I will detach it, and then I will go ahead and hide this, and again I will go ahead and hide this. So now what I have in hand is the specific area which needs to be corrected. So first of all, what I will do is I will select this object, then I will go inside vertex mode and maybe left view, and then I will go ahead and click S for snapping. And as I shown earlier, we need to, in snapping and grid and snapping setting, we need to go in snap and then click on vertex, and then option snap to frozen objects, translation, enable axis constraints. These are the settings we need to keep on, and then we can snap very accurately. So I have snapped it, and now what I will do is I will clone this, and I think we need to make an opening in this area of the scene. So again I will go inside left view, and then I will apply a edit polygon on top of it, and then I will go ahead and select the edges, click connect, and I will then select this and snap it on this. I will select both of these edges, and I will snap on it on this, and again I will go ahead and make one more connects, and then I will go ahead here and then we'll align it in Z direction, and then I will go ahead and snap it here. And now what I can do is I can select this polygon and then delete it. So now you can see the opening has been made for the window, and I will just duplicate this. So I'll go ahead here in this, I will go ahead and affect alignment. I'll align the pivot, and then top view I will just clone this, make a copy of it, and then again switch on S, snapping on, and now I will have to snap this to this. Go in vertex mode, and I will then snap this and then this. So if I go here and then press Ctrl I to invert things and delete this, so you can see we have the opening here, and if I click one, and now you can see our model has been corrected. And after this what I have to do is I will have to make a layer or maybe selection, maybe layer of out of the objects that I have corrected, so that I can bring those corrected objects inside Unreal Engine. So I will just select this object and this object, since I have modified this, and this object, and I will go ahead make a new layer, and I will name it as rework, or maybe call it as correction, and then I will hide those objects. So we have I have those objects, and I have hidden those objects here as of now, and I will go ahead and delete the objects which I am supposed to bring inside the Unreal Engine. So I think this was the object, so I will delete this also. Ctrl H to unhide all, and now I have to go here and cross check that these glasses don't cast shadow, and they are not casting, so it's okay as of now. So this has been corrected as of now. Now again we go inside post process volume, switch on this, maybe 3, and then we'll go ahead on the next object, and I think next object is this one. We'll go from here to here inside, so that nothing gets left out. So I'll go ahead here, and I will hide the roof and select that particular object. Okay, and now I will cross check it for the error. So I'll go ahead and detach it, and again I will go here and then make a next selection, so that I can select it very easily. And I will go ahead and then here polygons, switch on polygons and show normals. So if you see, so if I click here and then I see here and then I show normal, the normals are facing inside. That means this is having the bug of normal flipping. So I'll just go ahead, select the whole object, switch off normal, and then I'll go ahead and apply a normal modifier on it. I'll just deselect everything and I will click normal modifier, and again I will go here and then click 2 so that I get both of the objects, and I will go ahead and in the layer panel I will right click here, add selection to new parent, and then I will go ahead and scroll down and add this to the correction layer. And since correction layer is hidden, those objects will automatically be hidden, and I will go here inside Unreal Engine and I will delete these objects because I have already corrected it inside Unreal Engine and Max, and I will bring it from there. And if I go here, this is looking like this, so it's because of light mask resolution. So instead of making its resolution, increasing its resolution, the best way to fix this object is to make it movable, because we are not going outside of the room and will not be able to see the contact shadow, and anyway the light is very intense from this side, so we'll not be able to see the contact shadows. So instead of correcting it, we just make it movable so it doesn't cast any static lighting, and then that bug will be not there. If you have to correct it at any way and it's a recommendation for you and you need to correct it anyway, then you'll have to go inside Max and detach this into several small pieces and then bring this inside an engine and they will be okay. So let's go here, let's go to the next object and I will go ahead and cross check it. Okay, I think this object has to be corrected is like this one. Okay, we can correct them by material maybe, let's see. We will have to let them as it is as of now, we'll come to them later. So I'll go ahead and I see this, we have to break this object into several small pieces, so I will go ahead, switch off the isolate selection, and then I will go ahead and select that object, and then I will go inside edit mesh and then see if there are separate poly elements. Since I didn't find any elements, I will go ahead and just detach them into smaller pieces as we did earlier. And again I will go ahead and add this to our correction layer. So right click, add selection, new parent, and then into correction layer, and I will go inside Unreal Engine, and I will delete this object because I have already corrected object inside Max, and which I will be bringing. So now I will go ahead here and select this chair inside Max. So I think this is a chair, and as I have figured out earlier that it's because the bug is because the normal of this chair has been flipped, because I can see, if I observe closely, I can see the back face of the chair. So it's clearly a normal issue, and I will apply a normal modifier on it, and then I will go ahead and add this to correction layer. And now from here what I will do is I'll just go ahead and delete this, and I will leave these chairs as of now because I will clone that particular chair. I will clone that particular chair 4 times. So I will consider this bug also to be corrected, and I think this issue is because of the material. So I'll go ahead and click reflection, opacity, maybe metallic, and then I will go ahead and paste that white material or white constant 3, and then select this and switch off two-sided and then reset translucent and then apply. So this bug was because of the material, so we'll just leave it as it is, and then again we'll go ahead and cross check everything for bug. Okay, I see this white objects, you see, and this this bug appears because we don't have thickness on the roof. You see, we don't have any thickness on the roof. So what we need to do for this is, we'll go here and save this file first. And I will right click, unhide all, and then I will go here, and for a short period of time I will switch on this correction layer also. And from here what we can do is, we'll go here, create panel, and then box, and then auto grid. I will make a box here, and then I will again and then switch off this, and then I will go ahead and apply edit poly on it. Then I will go inside polygon mode. Now what I will do is, I will just go ahead and make sure that it's 20 centimeters, and then again I will go inside polygon mode, and then I will snap it here. And I'm making this to block the lights that are passing through the room or through the roof or wall. And you will see the use of it in a bit. And then extrude to amount something similar to 20 centimeters. And then again extrude it. I'll go ahead and hide these two background objects. I'll snap it to maybe this. Then extrude around 20 centimeters, and then again extrude around 20 centimeters, and then snap it on this, and then go in edge, then select the both edges, connect, switch off like this, and make it around 20 centimeters, and then polygon mode. Then I will extrude it, and if it's intersecting this door, it doesn't matter because it's outside, and anyway we will not be able to see it, so not a big deal as of now. Extrude it around 20 centimeters again, and then just snap it this. Again go inside edge, select all these edges, connect, switch off a snap, and then just go ahead and make it 20 centimeters, and then select this polygon, and then extrude it, switch on the snap tool, and snap it. And now what we'll have to do is go ahead, isolate selection, I will make a box, and I'll give it height of maybe 20 centimeters. Edit polygon, connect, switch off the isolate selection mode, go in edge mode, and then I will create one edge, one more edge here, and then I will go ahead here and then delete these polygons.